Hello, welcome back. So I had discussed about structural integrity very briefly about it in design and considerations. So structural integrity is ensured in the structure to reduce the risk of localized damage which may spread to all parts. So the major aspect which is considered in structure design to ensure the structural integrity is that all the columns in building should be effectively held in position by means of horizontal ties in two directions and preferably as 90-degree. So there you can see in the plan to ensure the structural integrity. These are the column. So these columns should be tied at every floor. They should be tied at every floor. So like you can see in this case of column, it is tied with this member and with this member. So these members are basically the beams. So at each floor, they should be tied with the beams and not from the single beam. They should be tied at 90-degree with at least two uh, tie members. So these beams are basically the tie members. So if I connect this column with this member only, if I don't connect with this, then what will happen? Then it will become strong in this direction. But if load is coming like this, then this column may go like this and it will sway. So structural integrity will not be ensured. So that is why to ensure the structural integrity, we have to tie column from both direction, from this and from this. And preferably the angle between these two tie members should be 90-degree. Then only the structural integrity and its efficiency will be maximum. Okay. So in other part, you can see this is the column. It is being ensured it will not deflect. It is tied with this beam, it is tied with this beam and with this beam. So all the members should be tied at least with two members and those two members should be at 90-degree. Like in this case, this column is the most stable member because it is tied with four members and all four members are uh, mutually perpendicular to each other. So they are basically 90-degree at each other. There you can see. So this is how we can achieve the structural integrity by tying columns of building to achieve it. The next important aspect of structure is analysis and design. So in the structural design process, the analysis can be referred to the determination of the axial force, bending moment, shear force, torsional moments, etc., and which may acting on different members of structure due to the applied load. So we are supposed to calculate all these effects of load in terms of axial force, bending moment, shear force, and torsional moment. So in general, structural design may involve the development of the structural layout and structural system, or in other words, we can say that the arrangement of the different members. But for the structural design engineer, the design involves the selection of the sizes of the member to resist the forces and moments which are being determined in the analysis phase safely and economically. So in the design phase, we will not only design the members, but also the connections and the foundations so that the loads are transmitted to the soil or to the foundation and subsequently to the soil safely. There are various computer programs or softwares available for the analysis and design of different types of structure nowadays. So I am giving you some names for your just information. It is not included in your syllabus, but I am just giving you for your broader knowledge, so you are able to understand that what are the various softwares which are being used nowadays to analyze the structures. So SAP 2000, it is basically a software which is used to analyze any kind of structures. So any kind of structures can be analyzed using this software. Similarly, StatPro and ETABS, they are used to analyze and design the building structures. They may be uh, they may be concrete structures, they may be steel structures. So both of these type of structures can be designed using StatPro and ETABS. Similarly, one more software which is very much used nowadays in India, it is Midas. So Midas is also used to design building and analyze the building. Tekla is also the software to design building and to analyze the building. But the problem with Tekla is it is not it doesn't incorporate the Indian IS code. So once it is incorporated with Indian IS code, then maybe Tekla will be used in India also. And then the another software which is a very important software, and this software is used by many specialization like mechanical engineers also use this software, uh, marine engineers, automobile engineers also use this software, which is ANSYS. So ANSYS is basically a software which is based on finite element method analysis, finite element modeling analysis. So this ANSYS is again a very important software, but for the structural design point of view, the other the software that I have discussed, they are mainly used in it. Then coming to the codes and specifications, a structural engineer and architect is normally guided in his or her efforts by the code of practice. Well, these codes represents the consensus of opinion of experienced engineers and professionals. And these codes are basically prepared for the purpose of protecting the public. The minimum standard given in the code should be followed by the designer to make structure safe. So they provide guidelines for the design and construction of the structure. Codes are revised at regular interval to reflect new developments. Now, new developments may be in terms of the research, in terms of the new materials, or in terms of any construction techniques and other things that are reflected with the new updation of the column. Codes are basically the experience which is being gained from the past design practice and behavior of the existing structures and failure of the structures. So based on all these things, the codes are basically revised at regular interval. And in India, BIS, that is Bureau of Indian Standard, is responsible for issuing the codes and standard handbooks for the construction and design of the structures. And for this course, you are advised to have copy of these codes. First code is IS 800-2007. So this is the main code that we will be using while designing the structure elements using the steel. Then along with that, the another code, or in simple term we can say it is also known as steel table. So this code basically gives us the dimensions of the steel sections that are available in the market, and these steel sections can be in the form of I sections, they can be in the form of L sections, channel sections. So all their dimensions, weights, and other parameters are given in this code, the second code. So these two are the most important codes which we will be using in the design of steel structures. And then the other codes that are very useful are IS 875, which are being revised in 1987. So IS 875 has 5 parts, and this IS 875 code is mainly responsible for the estimation of loads that will be coming on the structure. So those loads may be dead load. So part 1 suffice the information about the dead loads. Part 2 suffice the information about the live load or imposed load. Part 3 will give us the information about the calculation of wind load. Part 4 is for snow load. Part 5 is for the special load and the load combination. Beside this, one more code which is very important is 1893, and it is, I think, latest modified in 2019. And this code is responsible for the design of building using earthquake measures. Design for earthquake loads. So we will, in this course, we will not cover earthquake aspect. So this code is basically for your information. We will not be able to use this code in our course because of the limitation of the content. So thank you for this lecture. So these are the list of references that I have referred for preparing this lecture. Thank you.